Good evening, dear friend, and welcome to Peaceful Sleep Season. My name is Rain, and I'm really glad you're here tonight. There's no loud noise here, just gentle sounds to help you relax and fall asleep. If you want, you can set a sleep timer and turn off autoplay so your sleep continues uninterrupted. And if you have time, please help me subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. That would really help me. Now, let's take a slow, comfortable breath together and let your body relax. Just like that. Just like that. Let your head feel the support. And we'll take 3 gentle breaths. Inhale, slowly. And exhale, even slower. Once again, inhale, calmly and steadily. And exhale, little by little. One more time, inhale and exhale as a long, gentle release. From here, there's nothing you need to think about. You can simply rest. Rest. And let sleep come gently, naturally. And if thoughts come and go, that's perfectly. Let them drift away, like slow-moving clouds in the night sky. And now, as you continue to listen, tonight's story will begin gently, with quiet details and a soft, cozy rhythm, so you can relax deeper and deeper. And now we begin tonight's story. My house sits on the edge of a small town, where the roads grow quieter the farther they stretch from the center. On cold days, this place becomes even more still, as if everything is drawing inward, trying to keep warm. It was a weekend day. Morning arrived more slowly than usual. There was no bright sunlight, only a thin layer of clouds, and cold air brushing lightly against my skin. I woke up thinking about what to do with the day off, after a long and demanding week of work. I didn't want much. I just wanted quiet and space for things to settle. After some time going back and forth in my thoughts, fishing came to mind. It didn't feel like a bad idea at all. So I decided to take the day, not to catch a lot of fish, but to be somewhere calm. I prepared carefully. A thick jacket, a scarf, gloves, my fishing rod, a box of bait, an old folding chair, and a small bundle of dry firewood. Food, and some tea leaves. I knew I would need a small fire once I arrived. The road to the lake was emptier than usual. The trees stood bare, their dry branches etched against a pale gray sky. I drove slowly, letting my breathing fall into the same rhythm as the cold morning. When I arrived, the lake lay completely still before me. The water was dark, a thin mist rising gently from its surface, like the lake's quiet breath in the cold air. There was no one else there, just me and the silence. I chose a spot close to the shore, where the wind was softer and there was enough space to build a fire. I set the chair down, assembled the rod, and gathered a few dry branches. When I snapped them, they made a small, sharp cracking sound. Dry, clean. When I lit the fire, the flame came alive slowly. At first, just a small orange glow, then gradually stronger. The wood crackled softly, steady and rhythmic, like another breath moving through the morning. I held my hands closer, feeling the warmth spread, gentle but clear. I sat down, pulled my jacket tighter, and cast the line. The float touched the water lightly, forming a small circle that faded away. The rod stayed still. So did the lake. The fire beside me burned steadily. I turned the chair slightly so I could see the lake and feel the warmth at the same time. Fire and water, opposite, yet perfectly balanced here. A cold, clean wind passed across the lake. I heard it move through the bare trees. Above, a few birds crossed the sky, then disappeared into the thin mist. A small bird landed near the fire, tilted its head toward me, then hopped away again, as if searching for warmth too. I reached into my backpack, took out a thermos, and poured a cup of tea I had prepared earlier. The heat spread into my cold hands. I took a slow sip, letting the tea warm my throat and settle inside me. I watched the float. It rested on the surface, small and quiet, like a single anchor in this wide, open space. I let my eyes stay there for a long time, not wishing for movement, not pushing anything, just watching. My thoughts followed the gentle motion of the water, and the float drifting slightly with it. A soft realization passed through my mind. This is exactly what I was looking for. Not great excitement. Not a big kind of happiness. Just a quiet sense of being full. Here, I didn't need to prove anything. I didn't need to complete a list. I didn't need to answer anyone. I didn't even need to catch a fish. Just sitting in the cold, beside a small fire, watching the float drift gently with the water, was enough. The wind passed again. Cold, but not harsh. I pulled my jacket closer, then warmed my hands by the fire, letting myself enjoy the moment. The float moved slightly, very lightly. I didn't rush. I just smiled. Whether it moved or not, I knew I would stay. Because the purpose of this trip wasn't to catch fish. It was to stay with this moment a little longer. I leaned back into the chair. My body slowly adjusted to the cold. Or perhaps I simply stopped noticing it. The fire burned lower now. No longer rising high, just glowing, steady, as if whispering. I looked at the fire for a while, then back at the lake. Two different movements, slowing my mind to the same rhythm. The water rippled gently. The float shifted just a little, then became still again. I followed that movement, like following a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Other thoughts faded, not disappearing completely. Just stepping back, making room for quiet. I felt my body again. My feet firm on the cold ground. My hands still warm from the tea and the fire. My shoulders dropping. My neck softening. My eyelids blinked more slowly. Not because I was suddenly sleepy, but because there was nothing left to watch closely. The sounds around me grew clearer. The wind, the quiet fire, blending together into something gentle. I let my breathing follow that rhythm. No adjustment, no control, just letting it find its own pace. I closed my eyes for a moment. The float was still there. The fire was still burning. The lake was still breathing slowly. And I knew that even if I stayed still much longer, nothing would ask anything of me. And because of that, I allowed myself to relax even more. opened my eyes and looked at the fire again. Only glowing embers remained, still warm enough to comfort. A small log settled softly, tiny sparks lifting into the cold air, then disappearing like a passing thought. I held my hands closer. Warmth spread across my skin, then deeper, all the way to my fingertips. I turned my wrists slightly, letting the heat reach evenly, and felt my chest soften. I lifted the cup again. The tea was no longer hot, but it felt just right, as if it had slowed down with me. I took a small sip and felt the warmth pass through. Quiet, smooth. The float remained a small point on the lake. I didn't need to stare at it anymore. Just knowing it was there was enough. Knowing the line connected me to the water very lightly. The wind passed once more, just enough to move the water, just enough to tilt the float, then return it to rest. I no longer tried to tell whether it was wind or fish. My eyelids grew heavier. Not the heaviness of exhaustion, but the gentle weight that comes when the body knows it is safe and allowed to rest. I breathed in slowly, and as I breathed out, the fire still glowed. The lake still breathed. The float still drifted. And I only needed to sit here a little longer, doing nothing at all. If I kept my eyes closed longer, that was fine. I could still hear the fire, still feel the warmth, still know the float was out there, quietly, like a peaceful punctuation mark on the water. I closed my eyes again. Inhale. Exhale. And I let the space around me and the landscape here rock my mind. Slower and slower, until my thoughts became a thin layer of mist, so light I no longer needed to hold them. I opened my eyes once more, slowly, as if not wanting to disturb the quiet that had settled inside me. The fire had gone out. Only a few red embers remained, close to the ground, occasionally making a soft crackle. The float was still drifting, but today, it never sank again. I stayed a little longer, not waiting, but quietly thanking the moment. Then, I began to pack up, as slowly as I had arrived. I lifted the rod first. The line slid through my fingers, cold and thin. The float left the water, pulling a single drop behind it, forming a faint circle, then fading away. I wrapped the line carefully, as if folding away a stretch of time. I walked over to the fire, looked at it once more, and extinguished it gently, making sure only deep warmth remained beneath. Nothing left to rise again. A thin thread of smoke lifted, then dissolved into the cold air, like a quiet goodbye. I stood still, slung the backpack over my shoulder, and looked out at the lake one last time. Today, I didn't catch a single fish. There was no sharp pull on the line, no small victory to take home. And strangely, I wasn't disappointed at all, because today had been perfect. The warm fire beside me, the cup of tea in my hands, the lake breathing beneath a thin veil of mist, and a quiet wide enough for my mind to rest. I realized that sometimes a day that truly matters isn't one where we do many things, but one where we allow ourselves to do nothing at all. I turned and walked away slowly, feeling the cold ground beneath my boots. The wind continued to move lightly. Behind me, the lake remained calm, as if no one had sat beside it for hours. And on the drive home, I carried a warmth that stayed with me for a long time. Not from catching fish, but from finding my own rhythm again. Today, even without catching a single fish, I knew this day had been worth it. And now, the story is over. You may be asleep or not. If you are asleep, that's wonderful. If you are still thinking about my story, just let yourself be carried away by the next sounds. The silence may remain with you, even as my voice gradually fades. Breathe in and breathe out. No need to think about anything. No need to hold on to anything. Just rest and let sleep come at its time. Good night, my dearest.